Hello everyone, we are G3 Consulting and we are back to picking the winner of a baseball game. Last time in our Madam project we determined that the Dodgers are the best option to win. We originally started with 14 National League teams and we narrowed it down to our top three, the Dodgers, the Mets, and the Brewers, and we decided that the Dodgers were the best team. We're going to keep those decision values, but now there's been a change. It's the night before we're planning to make the pick. The Dodgers and the Mets are playing each other in the last game of their series. The game just went into extra innings. And if you know anything about Major League Baseball, there's a chance this game could go for a long time. They could be playing 18, 19 innings. And when a baseball team plays 18 or 19 innings and has to play the next day, what do? They rest their starters for the next day. So we could be dealing with a situation where one of the teams or two of the teams that we're looking at picking may be resting their starters. If the Dodgers rest their starters, their decision value is now down to 0.515 from 0.642. If the Mets rest their starters, their decision value we decided will be cut in half, down to 0.273 from 0.546. The Brewers are unaffected by this. The Brewers are not involved in this game between the Dodgers and the Mets. They will be playing their starters tomorrow. We are assuming that there is an 85% chance that the Dodgers and Mets will rest their starters. This was the data that we used, and these are our three alternatives that we're looking at. We're now looking at making that change.
So the potential states of nature are the Dodgers and Mets rest their starters tomorrow, is one, or two, no one rests their starters. So in order to pick a team, we must assess what the expected values are of each team based on the likelihood that they rest their starters. You can see that illustrated here in our decision tree.
So with the payoff table, we use the expected value approach to calculate the expected value of each team. What we did was we took the probability and we multiplied it by the value in the payoff table, and so we got these values on the far right. The Dodgers have a high expected value, which makes them our pick for tonight.
Okay, let's take a look at this sensitivity table right here on the right. You can see that as the probability of the Dodgers and Mets resting their starters increases, the Dodgers' expected value decreases only a little bit, bottoming out at 0.515 here if they rest their starters. For the Mets, it falls pretty significantly. It's actually behind the Brewers by the time the chance gets to 10%. This is pretty unique. As you can see, the Brewers are obviously unaffected by the extra innings game between the Dodgers and the Mets. They are not going to rest their starters no matter what. So it's really a competition, just from looking at it, and then we graphed it down here. It's really a competition between the Dodgers, who are this blue line, and the Brewers, who are this flat gray line. The crossover point is here between 0.8 and 0.9. So on the left side here, we did some algebra. You've got the Dodgers equation is here, and you've got the Mets equation is here. The equation obviously is just the maximum value minus the difference between the maximum and the minimum times the percent chance of the starters being rested. That is the percent chance of state of nature 1 happening, this one here, in which both the Mets and the Dodgers are resting their starters. The Brewers are kind of unique here in that they actually don't have an equation because, as we've said, they are unaffected by the two different states of nature. Their decision value remains the same. So when the Dodgers are equal to the Brewers, we solve for that, and we find that if the probability of the Dodgers resting their starters is greater than 88.2%, then the Brewers become the better option. So the Dodgers, even though there's a chance they're going to rest their starters, they remain the better option than the Brewers all the way until the crossover point occurs somewhere right in here at 88.2%. 88.2%. Which makes the Dodgers have the higher expected value. And the challenge for us here is that the Dodgers have the higher expected value and the crossover point's all the way at 88.2%. But it already is at 85%. So the most likely state of nature sees the Brewers as the best option, whereas the Dodgers continue, it's only 85%, have the overall higher expected value. So it's a pretty interesting result that we got here as to whether or not to pick the Dodgers or the Brewers. Any feedback, anything that we can clarify, we would really appreciate it. Thank you.